Hi everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to talk about Bluetooth. I'm going to mention what it is. I'm going to talk about this particular Bluetooth module here, and I'm going to show you how to implement Bluetooth on an app or something like that. So what I'm actually going to do in this video is I'm going to make something where you can control the colour of an LED, a tricolour LED, by using your phone and of course Bluetooth and of course this particular module to do that. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to wire this thing up, how to install an app, how to write some code, and then I'm going to test it and show you the results. What is Bluetooth? Well, essentially it's a communication protocol or a set of standards which govern a wireless communication method basically, and it's a short range thing. It's a short range technology. It comes in different classes as class 1, 2 and 3, and usually things will be class 2, and that's around 10 meters, so it's right there, 10 meters approximately for class 2. There are class 1 and 3, but they're not as common. Generally speaking, you'll find Bluetooth in small devices, so stuff like phones, some printers, maybe watches, stuff like that, little devices. So the way this thing works is, unlike routers, Wi-Fi, all that sort of stuff, and networking protocols, this is designed for just a few small devices to connect together. It's not really designed for consistent big networks and all that sort of stuff. It's designed for small amounts of data. So again, unlike Wi-Fi or networking, it's not designed for gaming and stuff like SQL Server and all that. It's not designed for that. It's designed for small amounts of data to be sent. It's very energy efficient too. This particular module here appears to be designed in such a way where it can automatically shut off after 5 seconds, and you have to kind of wake it up again. But you can configure, you can have different configurations and stuff, but yeah, the point is it's very energy efficient. So now it's time to talk about this particular product, and this is made by Reyax. It's called RYB080I, and this company Reyax, I actually reviewed one of their products before, and it was an excellent product. It was called RYLR896, and it was a transceiver. It was excellent quality, and this is actually the same. You can see that the build quality is very, very good. The contacts here, these plates are gold plated. So let's have a look at the components. You can see there's a CAN. There's actually another module on top of this breakout board, and that module's got a CAN on it, and it's obviously labelled RYB080I. So there'll be a chip in there which I don't know much about. However, this is a special chip because it's actually got a microcontroller in there as well as whatever it needs to be a Bluetooth transceiver, and that's really cool. The fact that it's got a microcontroller in lets us do some pretty powerful things, which I'll explain in just a second. But anyway, we've also got some capacitors here. You can see C1, C2 and L1. That looks like a capacitor as well. And then on the rear, what have we got? Nothing really. Just some pads, I presume they're for testing or something. So anyway, right, so I told you that this had a microcontroller in it already. And how do I know that, and why is that important? Well, if you see here, you can see that this particular Bluetooth module is quite interesting because look at the pinout. It's got ground, reset, TXD, RXD and VDD. And that's quite special because that makes this thing a serial device, and basically all you do is power it and talk to it. There's nothing else involved. You don't have to program anything, you don't have to do anything like that. It's really simple. Power it and talk to it. And the onboard microcontroller deals with everything for you. So data that comes in, it deals with it and just pumps it out via serial. Stuff that you want to tell it, it sorts itself out and transmits what it needs to transmit to the connected device. It's really, really simple. Anyway, so yes, to summarise, it's a great module and it's serial, so you control it by serial. It's super, super easy. So now, what exactly am I going to do in this video? What exactly am I going to accomplish? Well, what I'm going to do is, I've got my phone here, and I'm going to install an app on that. Let me just clean this up. I'm going to install an app on it, which Reyax have provided, and I'm also going to get this LED here, along with some other components. And you can see here this is a 4-pin LED, and it's 4 pins because one of them is a cathode and the other 3 are anodes for different coloured LEDs, if you like, which are in this one LED. So yeah, we've got an RGB LED, and on here I want to be able to write red and it will turn red on. If I write red again, I want it to turn it off. If I say write green, I want it to turn green on. If I say green again, I want it to turn it off, etc. You get the idea. So what I'm going to need is the phone, of course, the LED, some resistors, the Reyax module, and an Arduino, and we'll make this work. So at this point, I thought it would be cool to just give you an overview of how this is going to work, or how I expect it to work. So to start with, we've got potentially four different devices here involved in this setup. We've got a phone, we've got the RYB080I, we've got an Arduino, and we've got a computer. So if I just talk about this first, on the phone we're going to need an app, okay? And the app has been supplied to me via a link from Reyax, and I'll share that link with you so that you can get the app. I believe they're fairly generic, and if you've got if you've not got an Android, you can get a different app, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, the phone needs an app. The RYB080, you can configure it if you want to. Now, you don't really have to, but you can configure it. Now, the link between these two is obviously a wireless link. So the phone and the Bluetooth device here, well, in fact, these are both Bluetooth devices, or they both can be. And these two can have a wireless link, and it's bidirectional, so it can go from the phone to the RYB, and it can go from the RYB to the phone. And this link here, we don't actually care about. We don't need to care about it, because we're going to deal with the RYB module and the phone. This stuff here is between the module and the phone, and that deals with everything for you, so you don't have to do anything. But anyway, just to make you aware of it, there's a wireless connection there, of course, and that's the Bluetooth connection. So then over here, the RYB and the Arduino, we've actually got a serial connection, a hardware serial connection. So we've got the TX of the RYB, which goes to the Arduino RX, so I'll say RX there. So we've got TX to the RYB, TX of the RYB to the RX Arduino, and then we've got the TX of the Arduino that goes to the RX of the RYB module. It's just serial, okay? Serial connection. So yeah, so the Arduino has one connection to the RYB, and that's all there is to it, really. So what we want to do essentially is we want the phone to send a message to the RYB, then the RYB gets the message and sends it over to the Arduino. And then the Arduino can send a message back to say, yeah, we've done it, or whatever, you know. So it'll send a message back saying, yeah, okay, your LED is now red. And then the RYB module gets the serial data and transmits it via Bluetooth to the phone, and the phone gets the message. And it's going to work like that. Alright, so a lot of beginners are very reliant on the serial console, and I'm sure that people who are going to copy this probably expect to use the serial console of the computer. But in this project I'm not going to use a serial console because it complicates it. Because what happens here is, because the Arduino here is connected to the RYB, you use the port for the RYB. So what happens is, if you transmit from the RYB, it goes to the Arduino. But when you have this connected to the computer, you expect that the Arduino is going to show it to the serial monitor, but it won't. So if you get a message from the RYB to the Arduino, you think, oh right, I'll get it on the serial monitor. You won't get it on a serial monitor because this port's already used. So if you want to use your computer to debug and all that sort of stuff, you can use it, but it's not quite so simple.